In 2016, the World Health Organization revealed that Nigeria has the highest suicide rate in Africa, with over 17,000 lives lost to suicide. So alarming. And if someone tells you they have a suicidal tendency, you might want to ask them if it's a real thing or in fact a textbook term. Joining me on today's episode is Dr. Celine Njoku, who has been here on several counts. Like, she has even appeared on the show more than I have. So, Doctor, you're always coming. Every time we call you to come on the show, you're always coming. So how do you feel being on our show today?
Delighted. According to one of the Shakespearean books, 12th Night, Malvolio said, as far as there is wine in Illyria and there is truth in me, that I will continue to drink. As far as I remain a Catholican, I will continue to recall like Decima in Catholic forum.
Word. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. When we come back from this short break, we'll dive. We're not even going. We're diving into our discussion. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Catholic Faith Forum, and I am Nonso. We're about to discuss suicidal tendencies in young people today. I have with me Dr. Celine Njoku, and she has been here before, like I said. Since we want to do literature, there's this book I read, Things Fall Apart, and then there's this character, Okonkwo. He committed suicide in that book, and he wasn't buried. In fact, no one could touch him, to mean that it was a taboo. Why is suicide a taboo in our society?
Thank you, Nonso. It will remain a taboo because from that Things Fall Apart, the beginning,
yes,
turning and turning in the winding gate, the falcon cannot hear the falconer.
Exactly.
Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world, the center cannot hold.
Yes.
Once there is suicidal emission, once there is suicidal mission too, the taboo has been committed.
Okay.
It's abhorred. No culture, no religion welcomes it.
But there are some cultures that regard suicide as honorable death.
We can take it as a might.
Okay.
We can take it as a might. According to Catholic teaching,
that's
our
religiously
Catholic
now.
Yes, faith, religiously. You don't take what you don't create.
Okay.
It's only God who made the universe and holds it in existence, who created, is liable, is able to take. Apart from that, if you take, then you'll be severely punished for it.
Okay, I know on social media now and nowadays TV, there's so much advocacy going on about people who have mental health issues, and they say they have suicidal tendencies. What exactly is suicidal tendencies?
And what is suicide? Now, suicide is an act of purposely taking one's life.
Okay.
So, there are many ways of taking one's life.
Yes.
If you glue yourself to television for 24 hours, 48 hours without doing anything, time is lost. In other words, you are committing time suicide.
Ooh, another way.
So we bring it back to our own level now, suicidal. Many people are committing suicide one way or the other, emotional suicide, physical suicide, spiritual suicide, and what have you. So, suicide is not welcome in our society.
Yes.
Culturally, it's not welcome. In the olden days, if you commit suicide, they throw you inside the forest.
But do you think there's a reason why people do it, or are there stages to this? Is there something that leads them to that point where they say, okay, I've come to this point where I want to take my life? What's that thing that leads them there? Because I've heard people argue that there are a lot of things involved in a person deciding that they want to kill themselves. So what can actually drive a person to do that?
There are many things, especially in this our world now.
Okay.
If you don't hold yourself, you may commit suicide without knowing. We have mental illness. From that mental illness, you have anger.
Okay.
You know, you can see how couples are killing themselves because of anger, aggressiveness. From that anger, you enter anxiety. Who knows what is going to happen next? From that anxiety, you enter depression. From that, what is this depression? Depression is an inward anger reporting in the self. You are depressed. Remove that D, you are pressed down. Okay. So from that depression, you enter another level known as maybe psychotic depression or neurotic depression.
Wow.
Neurotic depression is milder. You know the reality, but you are battling to come out from your present situation. Then psychotic, you are switched off from the reality. You can see we have Manian people now. Go without belt, go this, go to the toilet, be inhaling it. You know, you are out of normalcy. That is psychotic. As we go back further from that psychotic, you enter mania. In the mania, your mood is always swing. You are happy now, you are sad. You are happy now, you are sad.
But do you think you have a control over you? We're talking about a mania now.
Yes.
Do you think people can actually control how they feel when they have those manic attacks, or what I don't know how they put those terms.
Knowledge comes in. Knowledge is power. And whoever wants power should first of all go in for knowledge.
Okay.
You see, if you are not told, or you are not aware, or you are not exposed to it, gradually you'll be going into that until you get to schizophrenia, splitting off. You start hearing sound, you start getting, you start living.
Is it true? Like, the point of this particular show is trying to establish if it's just a term. Because most people, especially Africans, don't believe that people can be schizophrenic. They don't believe that, oh, you can actually hear voices. I mean, why can't you hear voices? Are you possessed? Or they always tie it to being possessed. So is it a true thing that can actually happen to people?
It's a psychological phenomenon. It's a psychological happening.
Okay.
Unless you interview the person. Many people are going through all these psychiatric, problems. You will not know unless you bring them closer to you. The priest will not tell you what they have been hearing. A lot of them, even students, they will tell you, I hear voices. Most times I stand up, I start dancing, something like this. So with that noise or the sound they are hearing, they can also hear the sound of, go to your room fast, pick up something. There is money there. If your mentality is that of longing for money, take the money fast, put it under your neck. That thing they are taking is rope. Put it under your neck. Oh yeah, hang it up. Be there, money will flow. That's suicide.
Wow.
So, there are many things, we call it suicidal ideation. Many things about suicide, getting into one's memory. Memory, yes.
But is it purposely? Do people do that purposely? Just let suicidal thoughts come to them? That's
what I'm saying about. The causes of this suicide can be mental illness. I have stretched one.
Yes.
The next one could be bullying. Cyber cafe. The cyber can bully you. Oh my God, they've taken all my money. Wow, what am I living for?
Yeah.
You can have social bullying. You can have spiritual bullying, where everything about you is taken off. So you can then contribute to suicide. You can have financial problem. You can have eating disorder. There are many things that can happen to you. You start looking at yourself and say, wow, can it be me? So there are many things that can lead one, if you are not with God, one, and if you are not hopeful. Another thing that can lead is hopelessness.
Okay.
Hopelessness, helplessness. Oh, I have reached the end. What am I going to do next? Is it not better for me to take my life? Others are better than me. Competitive world. Okay. So there are many things.
So we're talking about many things. I know that in this climb, when people hear, especially because it's not something that has been so talked about in our society, when people hear it on the internet, maybe in another society, and they're saying, oh, this man is weak. Is it a sign of weakness when people say, oh, I have a tendency to think about suicide? Is it a sign of weakness?
It is not. It's just a normal way of reacting to issues. You can react in any form. Okay. It's not weakness. It's not weakness, because if you call it weakness, we are mortals.
Yes.
Bound to frailty. Anything can happen at any time. But the moment you are going towards that, you just retrieve, call yourself back. And that is why you go closer to your Creator. all these societal, this thing. I normally tell people that in Catholic Church, we have, continuous assessment before you die. 40% is already written with your 7 sacraments. You have already gotten 40%. Then you are left with only 60. If you can get 5, 10, add to 40, you have gotten the pass mark, getting to purgatory. So what I'm saying in essence, with all this exposure of your faith, Catholic teachings and whatever, you should be able to come back and say, wow, all these things, Jesus Christ passed through them.
Yes.
So I am supposed to be one of them. So you just come back, retrace, and move along in life.
Okay, but you think, as you're saying, like the person has to think, do you think other people can influence your movement away from suicidal thoughts, like your family? How important is the role of the family in the life of that person?
Well, the family has a very important, very germane this thing to prove. And that's why we call it domestic church. In the family, you know one another.
Yes.
The children are not the same. We have individual differences. When you see that extrovert now withdrawing, when you see that extrovert now having eating disorder, when you see that individual now thinking, ruminating, looking like this, like a moronic imbecile, you can call yourself and say, come, you have a family meeting, or let's come. What is happening to A? What is happening to B? Can we go closer? You can meet a priest. You can meet a counseling psychologist. You can meet whoever, a caregiver.
Okay.
And then,
what in cases where the person is an introvert? Because you spoke about extrovert. What if the person is an introvert, doesn't let people come into their emotions? How do you address such a person?
being in a family, you are one. You know one another. That introvert has another thing. Instead of that introvert now expressing his view the normal way, his interests, he has no longer interest in living.
Yeah.
He does not even talk about anything positivism. Everything about him or her is negative. Death, visitation. Let me go and pay homage to them. Let me go and say hello to them. This may be my last day. Am I sure I will live up to tomorrow? I'm not sure of living up to tomorrow. Why do I dress fine? Why do I even go to church? Why do I receive Holy Communion? A lot of questions. Yes.
Are these questions, when they go through your mind, is it advisable to voice it out to somebody, or maybe write it down somewhere? How can it help the person?
Well, secret comes in confidentiality. Many of our young ones, they don't trust their family members.
True.
So they feel comfortable in their peers, and their peers will welcome them and give them negative things, and off they go. So if a family is warm and is ready to accept the mother, especially the mother, our mothers these days, I don't know what they are doing. So if children come closer to you as a mother, you should be able to ask and say, what is happening?
Yes.
Those are our illiterate mothers. They are superb. They are well informed. In short, they are perfect. They were perfect. So you just say, what is happening? And then the child will open up and say, Mommy, I've not been sleeping well. Mommy, I just feel like dying. Mommy, do you know I bought this? Don't tell anybody. I want to take it. My friends say if I take it, I will just leave this planet. So, coming together, warmness, acceptance, kindness, love, because God is love. All these things will be taken care of. Okay.
So people, I know there are some people that often say things like, I feel like dying, without actually meaning it. Do you think they can ever get to a point where they mean it? So far, they are already saying it.
Yes.
They can get to that point.
Yes.
I remember when I was in secondary school once, and my friend and I were just in JSS1. So we just ate and we're so full. So we're trying to climb upstairs. I'm like, I'm so tired. I feel like dying. And then the housemaid was like, will you shut up? What are people saying? So from there, she made us understand that it was not a good comment to say. But I didn't really understand.
It is not. It is not.
So why is that a problem?
You know what? It's in the Bible. What you voice out.
Voice out what you feel.
Can be given to you. I remember when I married and I was having all these challenges. I said, wow, God, please, I don't want to have a baby girl in my life.
Why?
And behold, I have 2 boys. So when I recall now, I say, wow, it is in the Bible. What you say, most of the times
Your tongue
it's
is very
written.
powerful.
It's very powerful. So talking about death, I feel like dying, it's not good. It's not good.
Okay, what about someone that is always thinking about it, like, if I just take this knife now and slit my wrist, maybe I'll just take like 30 minutes before I die. You think those people should actually seek help?
It's very dangerous.
Okay.
They can do it. They can
So far,
try
you think about it?
Yes, they can try it out. For the fact that they have voiced it out, they can carry it out. It's very dangerous.
Wow.
So it should not be said at all. Unfortunately, these days, we use all these things now, and we kill you, and we destroy you, and we poison you. They are not good. So the home should stand up and start talking against all these things. They are not good. Because the siblings can be sleeping. You just take a knife and just say, let me cut. Mommy, come and see, I didn't know, I was just trying out. It's not good at all.
Okay. We often hear today, prevention is better than cure. Is there a way to prevent this from happening to a person? Like even from the family or an individual themselves? How can they prevent themselves from having these thoughts?
Yes. In psychology, we have stroke of birth.
Okay.
The stroke of birth. For example, we have 4 stroke of birth. I am okay, you are okay. I am okay, you are not okay. I am not okay, you are not okay. You are not okay. I am not okay, you are not okay. I am okay, you are okay. You are okay, I'm not okay. I am okay, you are okay. 4 stroke of birth like that. So the last one hadn't. I am not okay, you are not okay. Probably she was born out of wedlock. Good. So this person will always be saying, I will kill you. Match your leg. Why did you match my leg? I will kill you. She or he grows up with that. I will kill you. So you work on that person.
Okay.
So before you start counseling, you will ask them their stroke of birth. How many children has your mother? How many? You are 1 out of, you are 2 out of, you are the only. By knowing that, you now know that the one that was born out of wedlock or the 6th or the 7th girl will always be having inferiority complex.
Yeah, intimidated by the other ones.
Good. Once you know all these things, you start working on those ones. That is love. They need love.
Yes.
They need kindness. They need reassurance. They need to be taught on assertiveness. Okay. Assertiveness is divided into 3. Assertiveness, unassertiveness, over assertiveness. And you find that the last one, that is always, I am not okay, you are not okay, fixate at over assertiveness.
Yeah.
Over assertiveness has a brother known as aggressiveness. Aggressiveness has a brother known as madness. So you start teaching them on that, bringing them back to normalcy. You don't gain anything in being over assertive, except at the point of rape.
Yes.
If somebody wants to rape you, you can do anything with that person. Apart from that, go with assertiveness. I am sorry. Thank you. Excuse me. Please. Spouses are killing themselves because this, I am sorry. Excuse me, please. They are lacking. So you teach them about all these virtues. Let us go back to this virtue. They will gain a lot. They will be happy by bringing them back with all these things. And then giving out. Okay. Let go. Theory of kenosis. Let go. Like 2 chimpanzees. They were going. One got the grape, and the grape was very sweet, very delicious. The other one said, how did you get the grape? He said, oh, look at it. The grape tree was so low. On getting there, the grape tree starts growing higher and higher. It's like that in life. When something reaches your own turn, it becomes scarce.
To others.
Scarcity. Good. So what do? Do you commit suicide? No. The grape tree started going. And because they couldn't get the grape, the fruit, they say, go, Joe. After all, the grape is sour. Anything you have tried your means. You pray to God, you kneel down, you do your novena, you did your fasting, and you couldn't get it. Then forget about it.
Yes.
Theory of kenosis. let go. So teach them like that. That it's not anything you are looking for in life that comes to you.
Yes.
Most times, it may not come to you. If it doesn't come to you, let it go. The theory of kenosis, you move forward. So if you teach them like that, they should not be thinking about suicide, suicidal emission, withdrawal, suicide. How do I jump inside the ocean? How do I take my life? No,
Thank you.
the problem multiplies.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We should have gone on talking, but don't worry. Next time, me and you again on this show. We're going to have part 2.
It's my pleasure, Nancy.
Thank you so much. On this episode, we have another guest for our Spotlight segment, and she'll be up very soon. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Catholic Faith Forum. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a Spotlight segment today, and our guest for today, or not like a guest, so for this segment, we have a photographer, an activist, and a poet. Her name is Dara Silva Okpara. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
I know you're fine. So tell us about what you do.
Okay, actually, I'm a young activist. I like creating awareness for things that happen in the society, like rape,
Yes.
drug abuse, mental health, police brutality, and I'm a poet too. So just a mixture of that together, just bring out something to that, because the society, they're kind of overwhelmed with images, so they like seeing images.
Yes.
With a nice write-up, just makes everything boom.
Wow. So where can people get to feed themselves with your creations?
On Instagram,
Okay.
at Silver Bar, Twitter, Facebook, Silver Bar.
The same handle.
Yeah,
So so people can go and look for you there.
of course.
Okay, Silva has a lot to offer you, and if you want to see it, you know where to get to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Silva Okpara. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
It's been a beautiful episode. Exodus chapter 20 verse 13 said, "Thou shalt not kill." And so since you cannot kill somebody else, you shouldn't even take your life, because first of all, you didn't give yourself that life. So we're not going anywhere until we meet with Collins on KYF. Stay with us.
Thank you very, very much, Nonso. Hi, guys, and welcome to another exciting episode of Know Your Faith series. I am Collins, and today we'll be talking about the scapula and why we wear them. So the scapula is gotten from the Latin word scapula, meaning shoulder blades. And it will be interesting to know that the current form in which you know the scapula to be was not how it started. During the Middle Age, the monks were the first to wear the scapula, and then it was like an overall cloth worn above the shoulder straight down to the knee, and it was worn as a protective gear for laborious works. Now, however, as the years went by, the laities began to have conversations with the monks, and it was at the time then secular oblates that would receive the scapula to wear upon death were given this as a sign of great honor. So the tradition went on from time, and as time went down, we now, things changed, and it became the shape, the rope-like shape that we know today, the one you can wear on your neck in such a simple form. So it transformed from being, an overall clothing to a simple rope-like structure that you can hang around your neck like you do the rosary. So there are different types of the scapula. There's so many, but in today's episode, I'll just be listing a few for you. There is the scapula of the Our Lady of Carmel. That's the brown one. That's the most popular. It's the first and it's the most popular. And there's the scapula of Conversion. It's the color green. There's the scapula of Saint Dominic. It's the color white, and the scapula of Passion, which is the color red. And there are so many other different types of scapulas. Now, the first one is the most popular, which is the scapula given by our Blessed Virgin Mary herself to Saint Simon Stock, with promises and indulgences that will be given to those who wear the scapula. Now, once you actually get the scapula, like every other sacramental, it's important that you find a priest to bless it, and then you have to keep it on You have to wear it at all times so that you can receive all the blessings. Now, we now ask why we should wear the scapular. Like I said, the Blessed Virgin Mary herself appeared to Saint Simon Stock, and these were her words. She said, "He who dies wearing this will not suffer eternal fire, but will be blessed with certain graces." Now, you might now want to ask, does it mean that, if we wear it, are we surely going to go to heaven, irrespective of whatever it is that we do? The answer is no. And like I said for the miraculous medal, it's the same thing here. This is not supposed to be your, how do I put this, get out of hell free card, or your, magical charm that you say, okay, I'm about to die, let me wait. Then you attain eternal life. That's not the way it works. Okay, it's basically a proof. It is sacramental and it's a sign of grace. It is through this sacramental that we can receive the graces and indulgences that our Blessed Virgin Mary has bestowed upon it. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you were able to learn a couple of things. Please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel at Dominican Media Presents on YouTube. And thank you very much for joining us. Back to you, Nonso.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Collins, for that. Thank you for sticking with us till the end of the show. To watch this episode and other episodes, you know where to visit on our YouTube channel at Dominican Media Presents. Also, your questions and suggestions can be sent to our social media platforms at CFF on TV. Don't forget to join our Tuesday chat room with the hashtag CFF chatroom. And our question for this week is, what are some traits to look out for in a person exhibiting suicidal tendencies? I repeat, what are some traits to look out for in a person who is exhibiting suicidal tendencies? Join our discussion and it will definitely be fun. Till I come your way next time, keep being saints in jeans and shirts. Bye.